So I'm going to show you what I'm cooking. I sliced the boneless, skinless chicken breast so that the flavor gets through it. And then I cook it in canola oil and butter because I like the buttery flavor to get through it. It's almost like rotisserie without the rotisserie. You brown it real good on both sides, and then you cut it down, and then you put the lid on it, and you let it simmer, cook through. I dump the grease out, and then I make gravy. You know, the normal way with the drippings, the flour. I use a gravy master and some water. But what I put on this chicken was, now listen carefully, woo, a lot, because I like it spicy. Adobo seasoning. Mrs. Dash. Onion and garlic powder. Sage. Seasoned salt. And parsley. I think I've covered it all. But that's what I flavor it with. I was going to mix some breadcrumbs and flour together and fry it. Maybe even turn it into chicken strips. But we just had chicken strips a couple days ago. So I decided on this. Now I'm going to flip it because I got it up high because I'm trying to get it golden brown. Oh, sorry, I moved the phone. I have it up high. I'm trying to get it golden brown. Which that side looks pretty nice and golden brown. So I'll get this side cooked real good. And then, like I said, I'll turn it way down and put the lid on. That just makes it tender. And, you know, make sure it's cooked real well. And it just makes it tender. So, yeah, I try, like I said, I try to get it brown first on both sides, and then I'll turn it down and put the lid and let it cook through and get nice and tender. But it's got great flavor, and I just wanted to show you what I was making. And I'm gonna make a can of corn and an instant bag of mashed potatoes. And I'm cooking for me, my daughter, and my ex, who is still here visiting. We went and did laundry yesterday. So that's why there's 3 chicken breasts. Me and my daughter really could have split one. But, you know, I'm sure my ex will take care of any excess. Alright, y'all take care. Okay, y'all, I'm holding my camera because I don't have my thing in here. So I have a little bit of grease, mostly drippings, in the bottom of the pan. I lightly flour and cover the bottom of the pan. And I try to make sure that there's all the flour is, you know, covered. And then once you get that, hold on, I'm trying to do this one-handed. You pour in your water. I only pour in a little bit. And I'll stir it around. And all that stuff that stuck to the bottom is going to come off. Hold on. If I can get over here, I might need to add some more water. Okay. Yeah. So, I'll show you how all this stuff on the bottom comes off. Yeah, my RV's not level. So, I better put enough water in there that I don't mess it up. So, anyway, shoot. Anyway, when you're spreading the water around and the flour and all that stuff, you're going to have these, you know, things come up off the bottom. You can probably see it. Hold on. Yeah. The more you stir it around, the more, you know, it's going to get the crusty stuff off the bottom of your pan. And, yeah, I just keep moving around so that, you know, you don't get no lumps. I'm showing you the best I can. Sorry, y'all. I know this is awful, but I should have bought my stick inside. I left it in the house. So, okay, so now I got that. I'm going to add more water. And I'm going to keep stirring it around. And y'all, I've got this on like a low heat. You know? I got it on like a low heat. Hold on. Then, I'm going to take some of this. Well, if you can see it. It's, you know, I used to use Gravy Master. This is the generic brown and seasoning. But I'm going to put a little bit of this in. Hold on, I got to set my phone down. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I hope this video turns out okay. So you can see where I put the brown and seasoning in it, right? It's going to make it, you know, darker. And, hold on. Let me get this pan straight. And you want to keep stirring it around. Stirring it around, stirring it around. So it's stirred up real good. And you just have to judge your water, y'all. That's why I add a little at a time. I just judge my water. It is still sticking to the bottom a little bit, but as the gravy cooks, it should lift it up. But anyway, let me see here. Alright, so you can plainly see it will thicken. And, you know, I did use canola oil, y'all, and butter, so you're probably seeing some of the butter. Even though I dumped most of the grease out of it. But it's just a good old country style chicken gravy. And, anyway, I'll show y'all when it's done. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the gravy. And then you just leave it. And now I'll let it sit. Let me turn it down a little. Hold on. Oh, it's down. And then I'll just let it sit for a couple seconds and simmer. And then I'll stir it. And let it simmer and stir it. Simmer and stir it. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper in it. And I'll show you when it's done. So, here's what it turns out like, y'all. Let me show you. Nice and thick. As you can see, it's nice and thick. Now, it does look like a brown gravy because it is brown and seasoning mix. You know, you can use it or not use it. It's a little seasoning. I don't mind my chicken gravy being brown. So, for a little extra flavor. I use it in pork chops. I use it in roast beef. You can use it in almost anything. Now, when I make a roast in the oven and I use cornstarch. You know, because otherwise you'd have lumps with flour. But if I fry something like a pork chop or chicken, I use flour. If I bake it, I use cornstarch. So that's the gravy. This is the nice instant mashed potatoes here I made. Let me cover it up. And then I've got my corn in here, waiting to go into the microwave. Quick, relatively cheap, because your potatoes are 99¢. Your can of corn's what? You can get them for 59, 49. You're making your own gravy, so hey, that's dirt cheap, right? And then I'll show you. And I want to thank one of my subscribers. because it's thanks to her that I have a bag of chicken, y'all. And for 10 bucks, it's 9 something, almost $10 at Walmart, I got the big bag. Let me move this, and I'll show you. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you see that? For almost $10, it is a big bag of chicken. And that's what I used. So, thank you for the $10. And you see, I did buy a bag of chicken. I didn't buy no bacon, haha. But anyway, so y'all, it's like a fried grilled chicken with some mashed potatoes, instant, like I said. I guarantee you, I've got under $5, well under $5 in this meal that I just cooked with homemade gravy, chicken, mashed potatoes, and corn. Under $5 because I still got a whole bag of chicken in there. I only used a few pieces. You can get several meals out of that bag for $10. So each meal you probably cost about $3-4, to be honest. It's a really good cheap meal. And it's relatively quick. You know, so I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't have my stick in here to put my phone on so that I didn't have to do things one-handed with you. But, oh, I didn't show you the chicken. Hold on. Let me move the chicken over here so I can show you the chicken. Wow. Woe is me. So, here's the chicken, y'all. That's the chicken. And you can set it back down in the gravy and cover it up. And that's probably what I'll do. It'll make it even that much better. Alright, y'all. So that's the chicken. Like I said, $4 probably in the whole meal. And not hard to fix. Alright, y'all take care.